What's up, everybody? Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. So I'm here in Miami, and I got a few minutes. I'm waiting for Cookie. We're gonna go shopping. She's looking for shoes or whatever she's looking for, and I got a few minutes, so I figure I shoot tonight's video. Look at the bee. For those of you that don't know, you cannot kill a bee in Florida. Bees are protected. I didn't know that. I found out the hard way. A bee is protected in the state of Florida. I gotta get these bees out of here. Hopefully he's gone. All right. So anyway, I want to shoot a quick little video. I want to talk to the family out there. It's lonely at the top. So let's run the best intro in the watch game and we'll get into it. Arrgh. Cheers, family. So, it's lonely at the top. I know you remember that from when you were growing up. You heard all the time, oh, it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. I never knew what that meant. I always thought, like, what does that mean? It's lonely at the top. Are there only like a handful of rich people, and you in a big room, and it's only a couple of people at the top, and you're there all by yourself? So that's what my whole life. That's what I always thought it meant. But as you get older, and you encounter different people along your journey and different situations, you'll realize it's not lonely at the top because nobody's trying to become rich. It's lonely at the top because everybody is fighting to stay at the bottom. It's crazy, like especially now, what's going on in the world. You see people, they don't want to work. All this going on. So they want to stay in their current situation. People are fighting to stay at the bottom. I'll give you an example what happened in my life. So in New York City, they have the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? It's a big parade. You watch it on TV. It's a big deal. I've been watching it for years. But I never had the opportunity to go. But a buddy of mine he's on the force, and he's connected, he's plugged in, and whatever. He told me, you want to come to the Thanksgiving Day parade? I'm working it. And I was like, yeah, sure, I would love to go, but I don't want to go stand in the crowd with everybody else or whatever. He's like, don't worry about it, Prophet. Come down, and you won't stand with the crowd. I'll get you in the, the friends and family section, which is right in the front. It's just a handful of people, celebrities, VIPs, whatever it is. And, you'll be no crowds, no nothing. They got coffee, they got refreshments and everything. Is real cool. You get to see the whole parade. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to bring Cookie. All right, boom, no problem. So we get down there. I'm calling him. He's like, yo, Prophet, I'm on the other side. I'm over here. I forget the location. This was a few years ago. This was before all the craziness. And he was like, come over. And I'm like, How am I gonna get there? The streets are packed. If you live in New York, or if you watch the Thanksgiving Day parade on TV, you know it gets real packed. And I remember that winter, Thanksgiving's in November in America, so it was cold. That winter it was cold. No, it was nice. I'm sorry, it was nice. So the parade was packed. It was packed downtown. And he was like, I don't know, but I'm here in the I'm here in the VIP section. So just make your way over here. I'm gonna try to go out a little bit. Make your way to, I forget the street he was on. Make your way here, and then I'll pull you out and walk you over to where we're at. And I'm like, damn, but how am I gonna get there? He's like, I don't know. You just make your way there, right? So now the streets are packed, and they got like scaffoldings, they got barricades. You all packed in or whatever. And people are just squished in like sardines. Packed. I mean, it's packed. It was nice outside, so it was packed. And the Thanksgiving Day parade is a big deal in New York, right? So where we had to get to my buddy was about, I'm gonna say 2 blocks away from where we were, 2 city blocks away, right? If you know New York City, the city blocks are long and treacherous. So, and imagine with thousands of people in the streets. So you gotta, and it's crazy. Like, so whatever, we make it a couple of blocks, and I see my buddy. He's like, and the scaffolding. So it's the iron poles, and the people all squished trying to get to the front. And he's on the other side of that. He's in the street with cops and whatever. He's like, yo, Prophet, come on. So he's in the middle of the street. He's like, come on. But I'm in the back of this crowd. Me and Cookie are in the back of this crowd. And we got to get to the front of where the pole is. And it's a metal pole, so you can't push it. And he's like, come. So if I get to him, he can walk me, because, where he walks, there's no people, there's no nothing. It's just clear to walk, the friends and family to this little area. So he's like, just come, just get out here. So I'm like, I can't, we're trying to squeeze through these people. You can't. People are yelling, they're pushing back, and they're like pushing, and I'm trying to push to the front. I'm grabbing Cookie, I'm trying to push us to the front, and people are saying, oh, I'm having an attack. And the cops grabbed the person who was having like an asthma attack, grabbed one person, pulled her to the front, and got her, and she because I'm claustrophobic, so I don't like tight spaces myself. I would never go back to another parade, because this was my first time at the Thanksgiving Day parade, and I didn't know you get squished in like a sardine like this, and I felt really uncomfortable. I got really anxious dealing with this crowd, like all squished in like this, and Cookie too. And the parade hadn't even started, so I knew that I had to make it out of this situation. I couldn't stay in this situation. Or I would have definitely had like an anxiety attack, because it was getting crowded and crowded. People kept coming, so we were getting tight and tight. I was like, I gotta make it out. And what I noticed was, instead of people pushing to the front to get out of the gate and onto the street where there was nobody, they were actually pushing back. And I'm trying to push forward. I'm grabbing Cookie, I'm pulling forward. And these people, even at the front of the pole, they were pushing back. And in my mind, and they're like, yo, don't push me, don't push. They're pushing back, they're moving themselves back. And in my mind, I'm thinking, these people are fighting to stay in this chaos. They're fighting, they're pushing back into the problem, instead of pushing out of the problem. All they had to do was go under the pole, and the cop would have said, hey, what are you doing? You just say, hey, I'm having an attack, and get out of there and be home free. No, they were pushing back into the problem, And all I knew was I had to get out of there, or I I would have had an attack there. I would have, I got claustrophobic. All I knew was I wanted out. All I knew was I wanted out. And looking back, it's really, that Thanksgiving Day parade was really like a metaphor for life. Like the people that make it out of the ghetto. That get it, like people say, get it out the mud. So what that translates to is like people that come from the harshest circumstances in life, right? You're only going to find a handful of people that make it out of any said environment or whatever. And it's not because there's not talent in the areas. It's not because there's not a work ethic in the area. Yeah, it's because people are indoctrinated to stay. You understand? Fight to keep yourself there. That's exactly what happened in the parade, and that's exactly what happens in real life. Like the cops were saying, stay back, stay back, stay back. Which now kind of reminds me of what's going on. What's going on. They're telling you, do this, don't do that. We're not in inflation. All this going on is like, wow. This is the Thanksgiving Day parade all over again. Life is the Thanksgiving Day parade. Especially coming from, humble beginnings, you have to push your way through. Not only do you have to fight your way through, but you have to fight with the people standing around you, not only trying to keep you back, but trying to keep themselves there. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, ever since that happened, I've always wanted to make a video about that, and I never really did. Because that was like a terrible experience for me and Cookie. So I remember my friends saying, come on, Prophet, come on. And people like, get back, don't push me, because I'm trying to push to the front. And, I'm a big guy, so I'm trying to push to the front. And like, yeah, don't push me. They're pushing backward. And I'm like, geez, I got to get out of here, because as it gets more packed, people kept shoving it. I knew I was going to have like an asthma attack in there or something. It was going to get crazy. So... And I remember being trapped in, let's just say I didn't want to relive that experience. So I knew there was no way in hell I was going to stay here, and it was going to get more packed. And then when the parade started, you would completely not be able to move at all. Forget about going to the bathroom, nothing like that. You were just stuck. And I was like, no way, I got to get out. And I got to get Cookie out, because anything could have happened to her in this situation. So yeah, I shoved my way to the front. People were threatening me, whatever. I shoved my way to the front. I grabbed her. I threw her under the gate. She fell, but she got up. She was free. The cops grabbed her. Then I threw myself out. It was crazy. And we got out, bruised up, scratched up, bruised up. But we got out, and that kind of, for me, now is like a metaphor for life, man. That Thanksgiving Day parade, really, if you look back on it, and you hear the church bells, because I'm speaking gospel to you here. That Thanksgiving Day parade, and God agrees with me. You hear that? I'm giving you gospel here. So that Thanksgiving Day parade showed me that when they tell you, oh, it's lonely at the top, that doesn't mean that, there's not other people that hustle to get into the rooms that you're in now. What that means is that people around you are going to fight to stay where they are. There's going to be some people, sure, that are fighting to get out of there. It's all right. to, love your hood or your neighborhood, or you can represent there, but you can want out. It's fine to want out,
That's the thing, boy. Look. Alright. What?
Hold on, there's some people passing here. So it's fine to, want to push forward and get under that gate, get over that gate, or whatever it is, because you want more for your family, for yourself and for your family. You can't fix nothing when you're broke. You can't do anything when you're broke except show up and talk some crap, but you're gonna go through problems in life. Everybody's gonna have problems, but money fixes those problems a lot of the times, not all the times, but a lot of those problems. I'd rather deal with my problems with money than without it, because I've been broke. I've had money and I've not had money, and having money is way better. So anyway, it's lonely at the top. Yes, it is. It is lonely at the top, but it's not because there's not other people fighting to get to the top. Wow. It's because there are people fighting to stay at the bottom. There's more people fighting to stay at the bottom than they are fighting to get out. And that's a fact. I've witnessed that with my own eyes. There's more hate, there's more treachery, there's more enviousness, there's more plotting. And there's more complacency at the bottom, and just a feeling of hopelessness and despair than anything else. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet. The last dragon of the watch community is the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate channel. I just want to send a shout out to the family, man. Keep on striving. Keep on doing what you're doing. And we'll all grow. We'll all grow together. All right, I'm out. And this is the Apex Predator on my wrist. From a guy that wore fake Rolexes his whole life, I now wear the biggest solid gold, yellow solid gold, the biggest, most expensive yellow solid gold plain Jane Rolex in the Rolex lineup, man. So, I fought to get out of the crowd and get into the parade. I fought for that. And then when we got out, it was great. When we got out, it was great. We got out, we had beverages. There was only a handful of people. We walked around. There was a bathroom. It was fantastic. The other side of that roughness, the worst scenario, the other side of that was great. So when you're going through hell, don't stay there. And don't fight others to be there. Keep going. Why would you stay in hell? Keep going. And the other side, just the other side of that gate is fantastic. Fantastic. We had a great time. I loved the parade. Never going to go back, but we had a great time once we got to the other side of hell. All right. I hope that helps. I'm your host, Richard Prophet. I am the last dragon. This is the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate channel. This is the Apex Predator, the biggest, most expensive yellow gold Rolex in the range. And I'm out. Thanks for watching. Guess who's Bizak? The Apex Predator. Back in the Magic City. Cheers, family.